Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
There is not on the Katsanevas family. Do you hear me? You're sending her the DMs about Angie. You've done it to me, and it's enough. It's done. Meredith, it's done. You're done.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's season 4, episode 14. Let's get started. We are still in Bermuda and it's a new day. The girls are waking up and it also happens to be Monica's birthday, so they will celebrate. Whitney goes to give her a gift in her room, a tank top, but Heather is actually setting up a whole little thing outside for breakfast, putting balloons and everything. Angie and Meredith come to help her. They also mentioned the dinner from the night before and that it was a lot for Whitney to be so mad with Heather. They agree that the way she was speaking at her and the language she was using was unacceptable. I did find it really funny that in the middle of Heather talking about Whitney like literally opened the door and walked outside and Heather was like, hi, like it was so quick because she was in the middle of saying something about her. But Whitney does acknowledge that she was wrong for speaking to Heather like this the night before, and she apologizes. Monica comes down and she's very surprised at this setup that they've made for her. Heather tells her the plan for the day. Heather is a really good friend, okay? Like she gives Monica a crown, a scepter, and says that she will be queen of the day. Monica says that she's never had anything like this in her life and she gets emotional. I was like, aw, it was nice to see them all celebrate her. Today, she will also be hanging out with them, obviously, but will also go see some of her family members that happen to live in Bermuda. She also shares that Linda, her mom, didn't go to therapy. The dinner theme will be Pirates of the Caribbean, so they will dress up as pirates later that night. Okay, so after breakfast, they go to get ready and get on with the day, have some fun activities. So Monica calls Lisa to go to her room. And remember she said that she was going to go see her family who's living there? Well, Monica asks Lisa if she can go with her. I was like, Lisa, of all people, you are asking to go join you to see your family? Okay, I don't know about that. Then she tells Lisa that she's been talking to Meredith, and then she tries to make it seem like Meredith told her that Angie is in the Greek Mafia, and she does say that she got the DMs on Instagram, which included legal documents about Angie and Shah. Apparently they owe $170,000 to the IRS, but Lisa is thinking, oh my gosh, Meredith, how dare she? This is messed up because Lisa tells Monica that Meredith is most likely setting her up to say this. And so now all of a sudden Monica thinks that she's being used as the pawn. I was like, girl, bye. We've heard about this with Portia already. You're not a pawn. You know what the hell you're doing because you told Lisa about it. Why didn't you go tell Angie? But that's it for now. They then get together. They're on the Sprinter and they're heading out to do some fun stuff. And they're just talking about random stuff. And Heather mentions Ashley, her oldest daughter who is in college, having a good time in her sorority, living the good life, okay? And then Monica asks, has she had sex yet? What the actual hell? Who would say crap like that about someone's daughter? Like, why would you even ask that? Monica is really weird. And she talks about, did Heather get mad at me because she's a Mormon? It has nothing to do with being a Mormon. A question like that, it's common sense and decency that you're not supposed to be asking that. Like, what in the world? But again, not surprised that it's coming from Monica. But yeah, Heather was taken aback and said, no, we're not talking about that. They then go and go on jet skiing, so that was fun. They were on the water, feeding some fish, so that was a really fun activity. They go back in the bus, but then out of nowhere, Monica starts to cry. She walked into the bathroom, and Lisa goes after her, and she's saying, Monica, what is going on? Nobody knew why she just started crying all of a sudden. We hear Lisa in the bathroom stall with her saying, why would she do this to you? Monica is saying that I feel like I can't breathe. So apparently what had happened is that, remember she said she was going to go see her family? Well, they said, hell no, we don't want to see you. So she's crying because none of her family wants her. And she's blaming it on her mom. She thinks that her mom had something to do with this. And I'm just thinking, her mom must have a lot of power if she blames her for everything in the world that's going on. But I am glad that the others were there to be supportive of her, and they were really good friends. Listening to her and comforting her. Then they go to the beach. They're eating some lunch and having a good time. Lisa proposes a game, Marry F Kill, Husbands Edition. That was weird, okay, Lisa? They're talking about the husbands within the group. Monica says that she would F both John and Seth. This is a dangerous game, okay? For these women to be talking about effing one of the other women's husband? No, ma'am. Heather says that she would pick Seth for all of them. It was a lot, okay? Lisa and Angie then go for a walk. And, of course, Lisa says that it's been very hard for her to keep her mouth shut. This is too much for her. So she tells Angie what Monica told her that Meredith supposedly said. Angie says, does Meredith really believe I'm in the Greek Mafia? But it gets worse because Lisa tells her about the documents that were sent to Monica on her Instagram DMs. And Lisa says that this is Meredith sending the DMs. She has no proof about this, but this is her little theory. Angie says Meredith is trying to destroy her life, her family, and her marriage. But wow, Lisa, so much for trying to be friends with Meredith and whatever the hell y'all promised each other. They get back home. Heather talks to her daughter on the room. She FaceTimes her and tells her about the weird question Monica asked. Heather is a great mom. Whitney is outside and she's reading Heather's book. I guess she hasn't read it until now. And then Angie walks into Monica's room to tell her about what Lisa told her. She wants to hear it like straight from the horse's mouth, you know? So she's mad. She's not mad at Monica for telling Lisa. She's actually glad that she knows this information, but she wants to know more about what Meredith said. And then Monica says that the reason why she went into her DMs in the first place is because Meredith told her to do so. So all of this is making Angie believe Lisa's theory earlier about this being Meredith's plan and her being the one sending the DMs. Ugh. Then they keep getting ready. Monica FaceTimes her daughter, telling her about the family situation. Boring. I'm tired of this Lifetime movie with her. And for her to trauma dump on her underage daughter is something else. Then they get ready for this dinner that's pirate theme. Meredith and Lisa did not dress up at all. The other ones did. And once again, they get on the Sprinter and head over to have dinner. The restaurant was super cool. It was like inside of a cave. I guess technically this is Monica's dinner, so she thanks them for dressing up. She also has an idea. Because she says that she felt sex shamed earlier, so she wants to play a game, and the game is, when was the last time everyone had sex? They answer, but when it gets to Heather, she says, I'm not answering, because she's not married. Okay, so it's very different for you to say when was the last time you and your husband did it, but when you're single, like, it's a very different thing, you know what I mean? And then this becomes a fight because she didn't want to answer, and Heather says that she's the only single one. So Monica then screams, I'm single too. Heather says, no, you're still married. And Monica says, I'm still married because he won't sign the papers. I am so single right now that I could go and F someone right now. That's how single I am. As if that has stopped her from effing someone else before. But they do fight, and it gets to the point where Heather says to her, shut the F up. Like Whitney said last night. So it got pretty intense. And then after that, there was very awkward silence. I think Heather was already feeling a certain type of way based on the question Monica asked about her daughter. So yeah, there was an awkward silence. And then Angie goes. She says, Meredith, you have yet again come for me. And Meredith says, I have no idea what you're referring to. So Angie says, you're saying that I'm in the mafia, I have hundreds of employees and you're putting them all at risk. She's going off, and Meredith says, I've never said any of those claims. I've never said anything of the nature to anyone. So Monica says, that's what we talked about. But Meredith says, but I never said it. We talked about it, but I never said those things. Angie says Monica said that you told her to check her DMs conveniently with this information. Meredith says, well, it's not her sending the messages. Then Whitney has to jump in and say, well, last year the same thing happened to Lisa. You clearly are doing things behind the scenes. Meredith is taken aback. I will give this to Angie. She knows how to put on a performance, okay? She was getting up, the theatrics, the way she was talking. But then Lisa goes off. She's unhinged, hysterical, and says to Meredith, "You always do this to Andy, to Jen Shah, to this one, to that one, to me. Stop doing it." She even threatened a little bit Meredith to saying that she would also dig up stuff on her. Lisa says Meredith clearly used Monica as a vehicle to get the information last year, just like she did with Whitney. Lisa's so ridiculous. She even says that if another DM comes, she will have her cybersecurity person look into it. What? Anyway, that was the end of the episode. This dinner scene was chaotic. It was something else. My final thoughts about the episode are that Monica is a fraud. I don't believe a single word she said. She could tell me that the sky is blue and I would not believe it. So I think this whole family thing is a lie. I think she's a fraud. And I think she learned from the best, her mentor, Jen Shah. Lisa is clearly a hypocrite and two-faced and does not have any loyalty whatsoever, because if you promised that you were going to try and work things out with Meredith, but yet you're willingly putting yourself in the middle of her and Angie, yeah, you have no word. So we can get rid of her too. Angie, I guess I kind of like her, and I get that based on the information she's getting, she is reacting the way she is. Whitney is a pick-me. Heather, I like Heather. I like that she's doing this trip, but I do think that Monica was very disrespectful. And listen, talking about sex has nothing to do with your religion or anything. It's about common sense, like I said earlier. Not anyone's going to talk about that vulgar stuff. It's so classless. So Monica is weird. And as far as Meredith, listen, if Meredith is gonna keep getting made to seem like she's the villain, if Meredith, I would tell her, be the villain. Honestly, at this point, destroy them, because it's too much. They keep pinning everything on her. But anyway, you guys, those are my personal thoughts. If you totally disagree with me, if you think I'm crazy, it's okay. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about what you thought about this episode. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.